A new train service is coming to the west side, TriMet's West Commuter Rail Line, starting this fall. TriMet's reusing a 100-year-old railroad line where passenger service traveled early in the 1900s. I-5 Highway 217 commuters will be able to take a train instead of driving between Beaverton and Wilsonville. Right now, freight trains run 5 to 10 times every day. With the addition of WES, short for West Side Express Service, there will be 32 more trains on weekdays going up to 60 miles per hour on the tracks. Traveling almost 15 miles through 4 cities, WES trains will cross nearly 40 intersections. As trains pass schools, homes, and stores, be smart by staying away from the tracks.
Young people need to be aware that trains can run in either direction at any time, and being on or near the tracks can ultimately result in your death.
Trains can't make sudden stops. It takes the length of 18 football fields for a train to stop. And trains don't have steering wheels, so they can't swerve or turn to avoid hitting you.
Well, the reason we have horns and whistles on those locomotives is to warn people. You know, it's just like you have them on your car or your vehicle. You know, it is to alert you of the possible danger.
Today, skaters recklessly use the tracks to perform tricks. Trespassers risk their lives by walking on the rails, and cars and trucks race to cross the tracks just as the gates come down.
What I have told my children when it comes to railroads is never drive around down highway crossing protection gates, never trespass on railroad property, use it as a shortcut, and never, never believe that you can beat a train.
There are a number of railroad trestles or bridges between Wilsonville and Beaverton where trespassing is especially dangerous.
Because when the train approaches, there's nowhere to get safely away from the tracks or the train, and ultimately you get trapped.
Walking on or within 25 feet of the trackway is trespassing. It's also against the law and can mean up to a year in prison and a $6,250 fine.
The young students, they have backpacks on, maybe carrying their skateboards, they got their iPods on, and they're just rocking down the tracks, just having a great old time. And they can't hear the bells or the whistles of the approaching train.
During operation, West trains, like freight trains, will follow the Federal Railroad rules. Before the train reaches a crossing, lights and bells will alert drivers and pedestrians of the train's arrival. Engineers will sound their horns and gates will lower. Word to the wise, pay attention to these warnings. And don't ever try to beat a train.
I was an engineer, a freight engineer for 15 years in the rail service. And oftentimes there would be people who were walking down the tracks. I had several grade crossing collisions that I get very emotional about. That you see people drive with children in the car with no concept of what it takes to stop a train.
Commuter trains are soon returning to your neighborhood. Remember, stay safe and stay alive by staying off the rails. And always look both ways at railroad crossings. Always expect a train.